Hey everybody, I'm Mark Denham, and today I want to talk to you about Kahles rifle scopes. This Kahles rifle scope right here is actually one of my favorites. It's the Kahles K318i. Kahles's names are based off of their magnification ranges, so this one specifically right here is a 3 to 18 illuminated. It's one of my favorites mainly because of the form factor of the rifle scope. All Kahles rifle scopes are a little bit shorter in their form factor. So this 3 to 18 is a very small on top of rifles like this that you want to be a little bit more compact, a little bit more user-friendly or carryable, mainly because they aren't the lightest things in the world. So having a little bit of a smaller form factor does help with carryability in a pack, over the shoulder and things like that. Some other great features of all Kahles rifle scopes in their K line is their turrets. Their turrets are probably one of the things that make them stand out the most. First off, positive clicks is something that you'll hear everybody talk about when it comes to competition rifle scopes or shooter-friendly rifle scopes, things like that. You don't want clicks that are gummy. You want to be able to feel each individual click. And on these Kahles K rifle scopes, you can feel every single click of the massive adjustment range that all of them have. Another unique thing about their turret systems is they actually have dial indicators on top that will indicate 2 full rotations. So you have your first rotation, actually I guess 3 full rotations, because you have your first rotation with no indicator, you have your second rotation with 1 indicator, and then I don't have this rifle zeroed far enough, but it will actually pop up one more time to indicate your third and final rotation, and it'll show you a white section of this little dial indicator here. So that's really nice for looking down at a moment, or in a moment, and being able to see exactly where your rifle scope is at in its rotations. I've done it a few times, luckily not when it mattered most, but I've done it a few times at the range where you're shooting at 1,200 yards or 1,000 yards or whatever, and then you go back down to 200 and you're like, oh man, I have no idea why I just missed 2.5 feet high. Well, I probably would have noticed if I had a dial indicator like that I was still dialed for 1,100 yards. So that's really nice. Another thing is 2 very unique features of the K-line is their parallax and where it's located. Parallax is usually left-hand side of the either the battery cap or just the left-hand side of the rifle scope. This parallax is actually underneath the elevation turret, which is weird, and I thought it was going to be weird to get used to, but it's actually very convenient not having to reach over, and I can see it a lot better. The numbers are very large right in front of your face, and it's a very large wheel that even with gloved hands or just on cold days, you can really grab and feel, and you can get a nice dial in your parallax adjustment. So that's really nice. One final thing when it comes to the turrets that is super unique is the ability to purchase a rifle scope with either left hand or right hand windage adjustment. Most people, me included, aren't huge windage dialers. I don't dial for a lot of wind, even when I'm on the range. Only very rarely will I find myself doing that. But for the people that do dial windage, it actually is a really nice feature to be able to choose a left or right-handed windage. For people who dial windage, having a left-handed windage could be very important because you can keep your position completely built, and you can reach up and dial with that left hand, dial your windage, instead of having to take the hand off of the trigger hand off of the rifle. So that's really cool. One really important feature to talk about when you're talking about Kahles rifle scopes is their reticles. The reticles, in my opinion, is what sets Kahles apart from the rest of the industry when it comes to competition or shooting rifle scopes. Not necessarily hunting rifle scopes. Hunting reticles are usually fairly simple. They're not very large or overcrowded, but Kahles really does a good job of creating and using very good reticles. The Skimmer 4 right now Used to be the Skimmer 3, the Tremor Reticle, and a couple others are, in my opinion, some of the best shooting reticles on the market. All Kahles rifle scopes are first focal plane. So to get a good reticle that's not distracting or busy and easy to use in a first focal plane rifle scope is pretty hard. And I think a lot of people would agree with me that the Skimmer 4 really rises above the rest in being a very easy to use, very easy to read, and not in your way, even at max power of 18, 25, even some of their rifle scopes go up to 50 power. It doesn't get in the way. It's still very easy to use, very easy to read, and just very user-friendly. When you try to explain some reticles to newer shooters or people who haven't used reticles before, it can get a little convoluted. This dot's 1 mil, but at this power it's 2 or whatever. It can get weird. But as a first focal plane rifle scope and using the Skimmer 4 reticle, everything's pretty cut and dry. You can look at a dope chart of a reticle once or twice and get a pretty good figure of, okay, this is, here's 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil. It spreads out as it goes down. It's got great indicators. It's just a very easy to use reticle. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Kahles' story, they are actually one of the oldest, and I might get some small details incorrect, but the majority of the story is going to be on point. They started off in the late 1800s as one of the first rifle scope manufacturers in the world. They were the first to do a lot of different things. They were the first to install an etched reticle. They were the first to install a elevation turret on a rifle scope. I believe they were the first to actually ever produce a waterproof rifle scope or a airtight rifle scope. So they've been innovating in the rifle scope industry for a very, very long time. They've been a European brand or a European dominant brand for most of the 20th century. And then late in the, or actually very recently, a few years ago, they were actually brought on by Swarovski. They've always been a sister company of Swarovski, but Swarovski actually brought Kahles into the mix. All Swarovski reps are also Kahles reps now. Basically the same parent company. Kahles, the easiest way to think about it is Kahles is the competition rifle scope line of a branch of Swarovski. So when it comes to a trusted brand in the outdoor industry, there's not many that are more trusted than Swarovski, and I can promise you that as much as you trust a Swarovski, you can trust a Kahles product. I have never seen one underperform. I've seen many people do tracking tests on all Kahles K-Series rifle scopes, and they outperform many of their competitors. One of the most reliable rifle scopes I've ever used. You can go look in my safe right now, and I can promise you there's probably a few Kahles rifle scopes in there. One thing we always get asked when people are shopping for a new rifle scope, the first question we always get asked is cost. How much does this cost? How much does that cost? The great thing about Kahles rifle scopes is they are extremely competitively priced. This is one of the top brands when it comes to competition and target shooting in general, and it is not at the top of all of our price lists. So if you are in the market for a new rifle scope, the Kahles K-line should absolutely be one of your considerations.